Henshin Inspection presents Going Ultra! This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Welcome to Going Ultra. Visit mjmunoz.com/GU for notes and links. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment to help me grow. SSSS.Dynazenon, Episode 4, which is entitled, What is This Thumping Heart? Originally aired in the United States, April 23rd, 2021. The writer for this episode, as the last episode, is Keiichi Hasegawa. The director is Tatsumi Fujii. Starting off right away with the static. Gauma interrupting the conversation with Sizumu was a little disappointing to me. I didn't like it. Kind of got in the way of other things. There was plenty of sizzle this episode. The training in Dyna Soldier in the beginning was really cool. I've been calling it Dyna Rex. It's Dyna Soldier. I think that's silly, but there is a Dyna Rex form, isn't there? I think that's what the deal is. Anyway, it was a lot of fun to see. I love seeing training in shows, seeing people have to struggle and try, and the whole thing where they had all those bottles or those 50-gallon barrels on... who put them on him? Did he put them on himself? Anyway, I don't know. But, Yomogi was like squatting in there, holding a squat, and he's trying to balance and do all this. It's super cool. Love to see that. And then he gets distracted. He falls over. He splashes in the water. Ha ha ha. Very funny. It was a great scene. So that was really cool. Chise getting to pilot Dyna Soldier for a bit was really cool. The shot of her jumping into action was really awesome. And then, that pose that she got where she's holding Dyna Soldier before, I think she's on the wing of Dyna Wing, and then she activates it and then is able to get in there. That was really cool. And then, watching her ineptitude during the scene following that was really cool. She's running, but she doesn't run and do the combination, and Dyna Soldier's arms aren't moving at all. She's just kind of running. And she compares it to a video game. We saw her playing a video game earlier, so I feel like that kind of connects. I almost wonder if during the scene where she was playing the video game, she was thinking, I'm getting ready for, Dyna Soldier. I'm going to pilot that bad boy like nobody's business. And, there's a difference between having your butt in a seat, actually being in the action and just thinking about it. So it was cool to see on display, and it was funny. Dyna Soldier had some really great body language with her when she was struggling and unsure of herself as a pilot, holding the little short dino arms together as Dyna Driver is there. Koyomi's trying to help her or whatever. That was really cool. Getting into the soul of the episode. Everyone is changing. There was some setup and development on that here. I have observations, but there isn't enough for me to make any real definitive statement or any big definitive statements about what's going on. So here we go with my observations for this, but these are digging into the soul of these characters and possibly the soul of the show. Mei, that's the frumpy friend of Minami, notices that Minami's changing and asks her who is causing it. Minami asks that it's no one, it's all coming from within her, but I don't quite think that is the case. Koyomi is thinking of going on a date with Yomogi's senpai. He even asks Gauma for the day off to take her out, and Chise points out that he already has every day off because he's unemployed. He's a NEET, right? Chise volunteers to put herself in danger to pilot Dyna Soldier in Yomogi's absence. Meanwhile, Yomogi is in a different place from the others, so he's not quite changing in the same ways, but there are things going on with him. He seems to be just kind of going along with the whole Dynazenon effort, but he is acting to draw closer to Minami, and she sneezes over his invitation to go with her, or his self-invitation, and he kind of backs off from that. But sometimes you got to take a step back before you can take a step forward again, and that might be where the guy is. I'm not saying it's laudable, I'm just saying it's reasonable and it's human, and it makes sense. So then finally, Gauma is questioning Dynazenon and why the others are able to pilot it. He seems shaken by the fact that Chise was able to do it, and that she has the aptitude, whatever that is. And I think he was so sure in that when he identified Yomogi and the others as having the aptitude, that it really is setting up for him, maybe aptitude isn't something that matters. Maybe it's going to cause him to question his self-worth, but that's not part of my speculation that I'm going to get into. So I will move over to the speculation segment, and we'll get going. Sizumu is being transparent and open. This is my speculation, and that will create opportunities for shifting alliances and a closer examination of the kaiju. I bet we could see Yomogi defect from the Dynazenon 4 because he doesn't want to go along with the plan Gauma is executing. He may even want to stop kaiju from just being destroyed. He might want to heal them or resolve the issue with the underlying people. And here's some speculation too, some unscheduled speculation, so this won't be in the show notes. If it's true that kaiju are formed from people needing things and wanting to escape from some form of bondage, if you alleviate the bondage that person feels, will the kaiju go away? Does the kaiju get destroyed or get undone? Much like we saw at the end of this episode, once the kaiju was destroyed, the damage it did flattening out those buildings and such, the buildings were restored. Does it work at a deeper level? If you fix that person, is it going to solve all the kaiju problems? I don't know. Will they just go away? Could they just vanish? That'd be interesting to see. Okay, popping over into the debate section, as I'm calling it. If kaiju are born from people's desire to break free from their bonds, then the world doesn't need Dynazenon, does it? It simply needs people to be truly free and happy. I'm also wondering, what is the threshold for a kaiju to be created? Is it measured in time? Is it measured in intensity of feelings? Or is it something else? I mean, if you can cause enough pain and suffering to a person and make them want to break free from things, Alexis Kara, I'm looking at you, and Shinjo Akane, then can't you kind of cultivate kaiju within people by causing them to suffer? And if that's the case, I don't know where to go from that. But what do you think? What might be the threshold? Is it a certain amount of... Is it suffering for a certain amount of time? Is it suffering a certain amount of anguish? When, Manami's sister died, did that spawn kaiju because of her parents being bound by grief? Or is she bound by grief? Or she's unbound by... I don't know. I don't really know how to go with this. But these are my questions. I'm wondering, could we just get rid of Dynazenon if everybody were happy? But you'll never make everybody happy. I didn't say you will. I'm just saying, theoretically, if everybody were to be happy, if there were perfection, would all the kaiju go away? I don't know. I think that's an interesting question to explore. And really, that's all I have to say. And let me see. Where am I? I'm still going over my time, but that's all right. I'm trying to make these episodes snappier and better, and I'm doing a lot more work developing my show notes beforehand, and I like it. I think the things are going better. And I'll throw out another question. If you've been with me over the course of my Dynazenon coverage and probably Ultraman Z, if you haven't been checking that out, you should. I'm covering it on Going Ultra as well. Anyway, if you've been following along with that, have you noticed an improvement? Do you like these shorter, snappier, quicker episodes? And do you like the new format that I'm doing where I'm examining basically the bad, the cool, the good / deep, and then like forming a question based on what was in the episode? Because I think that's pretty cool. I'm liking that so far. Anyway, I'm going to encourage you to go to mjmunoz.com/GU, check out the Going Ultra for both SSSS.Dynazenon and Ultraman Z, which is a fantastic show. It just keeps getting better and better. I'm loving it. We're at episode 12, I think, right now, which is about halfway through the series, and it's great. It's a fantastic show. It's going to be one of my favorite shows of anything, as long as it doesn't, turn real bad real soon. So anyway, loving that, absolutely. Next thing is, go ahead and check out very soon after this is published, go and check out Glowbug. Go to mjmunoz.com, type in Glowbug, or look near the top for a draft for Ava and the Glowbug. It's a short story that I'm writing. It's a children's picture book, actually, so it's an entire story about a little girl who is afraid of the shadows and what lurks in them, and then the shadows come to life and cause her terror, which empowers the shadows, and she has to face that, and a little glowing bug shines a light, and it helps her to fight back against the shadows and defeat them and drive them back and face her fears, basically. That's what the story's about. Spoilers for a children's book? I don't know about that, but that's what it's about, and I'm so close to being done writing it. After this is all done, after I have this episode squared away and scheduled, I'm going to be working on that, focusing on that, and I hope and pray that tomorrow I'll have it out, which will be April 30th. So anyway, after I do that, I'm going to find an illustrator and get that thing published, and it's a children's picture book inspired by Tokusatsu, so you should be interested in it, especially because I think it's going to look really cool and be really neat. So anyway, please look forward to that, and follow along for all my coverage of SSSS.Dynazenon, as well as Ultraman Z, and all the other Tokusatsu things I'm doing and covering. I'm also talking about the Ultraman, Trials of Ultraman comics on Swinging Through Comics, which you can find over on mjmunoz.com/STC. So, like I said, many, many times, go ahead and look that stuff up. I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to remind you that you don't have to shout Henshin to be a hero. And with that, I'm going to leave you with peace and blessings. This is MJ signing off.